What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you my attempt at creating art using pyrography. I bought a tool set, or a kit rather I guess, from Walnut Hollow. It's a Versatool and it comes pretty well equipped in my opinion. Again, first time using it, so I don't have anything else to compare it to. But this kit came out to be about $25 or $30 with shipping if you have to pay shipping. I ordered it all on Amazon and I happen to have Prime, so I didn't have to pay for shipping. But if you don't want to buy it from Amazon, I've also linked the manufacturer's store so you can order it directly from them. It will be a bit more expensive than Amazon. So again, but that's up to you. You can also find it elsewhere if you need to. It comes with 8 nibs for you to use, and all of these have different markings that they make on the wood. I've only used 4 of these nibs. I don't know what the other ones look like, but Burn Savvy here on YouTube has a playlist showing you what each of these nibs do on the wood. So if you're interested in seeing what each of these do before you buy it yourself, you can head over there after you watch the video. And also there's going to be a giveaway for this piece that I have here, and if you're interested in that, I'll let you know how to enter the contest a little bit towards the end of this video. So the tool itself, very nice, very comfortable to use. If you are already somebody that works in inks and more permanent mediums, you'll be right at home with this one. It's a fairly easy medium to get into, again, if you're already used to working with like dip pens or fountain pens and whatnot. To set it up is pretty simple. You just have to screw the nib on the tip of the tool and then plug it into the wall. This tool has a temperature meter or temperature selector, I guess, on the cable itself. It's attached to the wire, so you can't get it out. You just plug it into the wall, set it to the red level, and then you let it rest for about 10 minutes. Well, 5 to 10 minutes, so you can get the tool to heat up, because you do need it to be pretty hot in order to make markings on the wood. This is a pretty slow medium, so for those of you that already work on something like color pencils or anything else that takes time to develop your work, you'll be pretty accustomed to spending a long period of time to get something going on your canvas. If you're not really a patient person, this might not be the tool for you, but it's pretty cool otherwise. If you want to try it, just keep in mind that it's a slow process to work on wood with a pyrography tool. For the wood surface, I learned afterwards that it would be better if I had sanded it down to make it smoother, because if you don't, depending on which nib you're using, it will get caught on the grain of the wood. So when I was using the chisel nib, it actually got caught on the grain of the wood because it is a pretty fine edge that it has on it. But it's not too bad, you get used to it. But I do know that it would be a lot easier had I sanded down my surface before working on it. But you know, we live and learn, and I'll do that for the next time. From what I've gathered, people usually have the drawing or the pattern on paper and then they transfer it to the wood using carbon paper. However, I just decided to draw on the actual wood itself, which is the graphite pencil. That being said though, I do like to make thumbnails of my work before I commit to drawing it on the actual canvas, paper, or wood piece that I'm going to be making the final version of it. But if you don't want to do that, you can just literally just draw on the actual wood. Make sure to keep your pressure a little bit lighter than usual, just so that you can more easily erase whatever mistakes you want to change of your illustration. And being that you're burning the line work onto the wood, you're also going to get rid of a lot of the graphite from the wood with your burner. So there's more leniency in that regard. You don't have to worry about it making the sketch too perfect. And that being said, you can still erase it afterwards if you have to make any changes. So just treat it like any normal textured paper, if you will. While you work on your piece of wood though, I would recommend having some sort of fan, whether it be a ceiling fan or a fan right next to you or an open window, something that would move the air around you, because even though there's no visible smoke coming out of the wood while you're working on it, there are some fumes that get expelled as you're burning the wood, because again, you're burning wood, so there's bound to be fumes that rise from the process. And because it is wood burning, it will have the wood burning smell. So If you enjoy the smell of wood burning like I do, then you'll have a good time with this because the smell is pretty nice. And again, I'm using pine. I'm pretty sure it's pine. And pine has a nice smell. So I'm guessing if you were to buy like hickory or other wood planks, they would have different smells. And I like them all. So I'm looking forward to trying different types of wood. When it comes to wielding the tool while you're drawing, you have to keep in mind that there will be a cable and a little dongle hanging from the back of the tool, which will add weight to your hand. And it's something that will have an effect on how you move your hand around the canvas. How I ended up doing this so I felt more comfortable is holding the tool with my hand as I would do a pencil or a tattoo machine, and then having the cable hanging and laying on the inside of my forearm. That way the temperature dial rests right on my arm and it's not dragging my hand down by tugging on it or whatnot. So this is the best way that I could use it, and it feels pretty natural. After you get used to having the weight of the cable on your actual arm, it's not so bad. And you get used to it pretty quickly because you're so into your work that you're not paying attention to how the cable is doing. But do keep that in mind, because it does get in the way in the beginning, and you have to get used to that when you're moving your hand. Overall, I enjoy the process of wood burning. It's a pretty cool medium. I like how the end result looks like. I have not varnished my piece yet, but I will be doing it before I send it out for whoever wins it. And like I said, if you're interested in winning it, I am doing a giveaway. The giveaway will run for about a week. The winner will be revealed next video. And the way that you enter the contest is by clicking on the link in the description, which will take you to a Google form asking you for your name and email. And I'm just going to use it to let you know if you won or not whenever I do the drawing. And the way that I'm going to select the winner, I'm going to run a random number generator with however many entries I get, and then whatever number it picks, I'll email that person and let you know that you won and where do you want me to send it to. It is open globally, like I'll send it anywhere. However, since I am in the United States, it is pretty expensive to send things outside of the United States. But if you're willing to pay for the shipping, then you're more than welcome to enter the contest. Otherwise, I will not send this piece out of the United States on my dime, because I can't afford it at the moment. Again, if you want to enter it from outside the US, more than welcome to, but you have to cover the shipping cost. Otherwise, if you're in the US, I'll cover the shipping cost, because it's not bad within the actual country. But yeah, it's a pretty cool medium. I like the texture that it gets, the look of it. It reminds me of illustrations that you would see on older books, from, I guess, from like Gustave Doré, that type of style, like wood carvings that people would use to make prints. Obviously, this is not wood carving, but it just reminds me of that. It has a very cool, traditional, kind of like olden days style of look when you're done with your piece. Texturing on it, I'm pretty sure it would be easier had I sanded the wood down. As it was right now with the bare wood without any treatment to the surface, it was a bit tricky to get the texture that I needed from the nibs that I tried. From what I learned also, when I go and varnish this, it will take away some of the finer details that I have done here. The very thin lines will be covered up or lost with the varnish, because the varnish does make the wood look wet. So with that being said, it'll be a darker shade than what you see right now. And that's something to keep in mind though when you're drawing and you're going to varnish it, that your markings, your detail, your shading has to be a bit darker than you would want to, just because of how the varnish will make it look afterwards. Another thing that you can also do that may not jump at you, or you may not think that you can do, is actually fix some of your mistakes. So the black dot that I had here on the right side of this figure, I got rid of it by using a metal fork of sorts that I had from my scratch board kit, and I just scratched off the burned area, and it looks pretty decent now. It's not so pronounced, and it doesn't take away from the actual piece. You can fix things as long as it's not such a deep groove that you've made with your tool. Maybe you could, but then you would have this kind of like divot or indentation on the wood surface itself. Right now, how I fixed it, and since it wasn't so prominent in the wood, the mistake, it didn't leave any lasting effect on it. And once I varnish it, I'm pretty sure it's going to go away, because what you see there is just a very faint marking there. Overall, it's a very fun experience. I ended up using white acrylic ink to fill in the orb inside it, and to kind of like make the bird also stand out. And the purpose or the meaning behind this piece is a bit personal, in the sense that this little character that you see on the bottom, it's me, and the orb with the flame going around it, it's my passion for art. And since my dad passed, I had cut myself off from letting my emotions lead the way in my work, just because I wanted to shield myself from the pain that I had felt losing my dad. But that meant that I had also cut myself off from any emotion, and I kind of found myself in this world where I was drawing, but the drawings didn't have any emotional meaning behind it. So this piece is my returning to that way of drawing, using my emotions to lead my art. You know, I have to climb back up this ladder to meet myself or meet with my essence yet again, which is this burning passion for creating. And then the bird is kind of like just symbolizing the freedom that I get by being okay with my emotions and letting them surge through me and give me guidance when I create any sort of art. Because I believe that art should have a message, and that message has to be honest. And usually an emotionally driven message has a bigger impact than something that you don't necessarily feel is true to you. And the reason why there's these two horned characters is just to add to the sense of intimidation that I feel going back to where I was once before. But yeah, that's the meaning behind this picture. And again, if you want to win it, feel free to enter the contest by clicking on the Google form link on the bottom. And just to reiterate, anybody in the world can enter, but if you're outside of the US, you have to cover the shipping. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's a bit weirder than before. I tried to make it a time lapse, but twice I forgot to record the process when I started working on this. So now I don't have the full process of this piece, but I will be making more wood burning pieces. So if you are interested in seeing the process from start to finish, let me know in the comments, and I'll gladly make a time lapse for you guys. I'll probably have a voiceover over it, or otherwise I'll just have some ambience music playing while you see me working on the piece. But again, thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks for watching this long. I look forward to anybody that wants to join the contest, because it's kind of cool to see that people are interested in your work. And don't forget to burn the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. And if you're curious about protecting your art from AI theft, make sure to watch this video over here. Or if you want to hear my story about my interaction with AI, watch this video over here. But until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, and I'll see you next week. Peace.